Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Haka Design. I am so glad you're here. I get to share some of the goodies that I have acquired in the last little while. Now, it's been a, let's see, thrift store, reuse center, town-wide garage sale. Maybe that's it. That's enough for one girl, isn't it? Anyway, you can imagine that I love this. It is scented drawer liner, drawer liner papers. Love these colors. And because it was in a much bigger box, like a box this size as opposed to those little 3 or 4 inch ones, there aren't as many folds or coils to try to flatten out. And I just love this. So now that I have shown it to you, I will be able to figure out what I'm going to do with it. And I love that there is a sweet, not sweet, but pleasant scent coming off it. The paper is fairly thick, so I'm sure it could be a journal cover. So I'm going to have to think long and hard. Typically what I would do is flatten something like this under my cutting mats. I have one, well, no, I wouldn't do it on my desk, but I do it on the table where I have my sewing machine, and I have another gigantic mat on another counter that I have here. So, and then I promptly forget about it till months later, in which time it has kind of flattened out. The other thing I sometimes do is right off the bat, cut it into signature sized pieces and then flatten it that way. So I will be thinking hard about what to do with that. Now, because I've acquired so much stuff lately, I've kind of sorted it into categories. And that's cute little thread. We don't throw anything away. So this is obviously a fragment. Very few pieces of this really vintage wallpaper. And you can tell the era just by the color and the fact that it is not, well, or maybe it is pre-pasted, I don't know. But it's certainly not vinyl back. So I will, because these pieces are so small, I will do something with them very soon. Sorry for all the noise. But you can imagine that if you flatten something like this out or commit to gluing it to a masterboard or backing it or something, it takes up a heck of a lot less space in your space. Maybe I'll put this under the cutting mat. Whoops. Cutting mat here on my desk, just as a reminder to deal with it. Another thing, and again, these things are so unwieldy. This is a piece of gift wrap. Again, it's on a tube, which, somebody in the Give a Scrap April Hop was using toilet paper and paper towel rolls. So I got a huge thing here. So what I'll do with this is no doubt just cut it into or tear it into signature size pieces. But I love this. It's sort of got, a little grayed down like periwinkle blue. So of course, then it's then it is more readily usable than finding it on a roll and realizing, oh, it's all kinked up. This is, so basically all I'm showing you in this video is wrapping paper and tissue paper. Well, and that drawer liner. So I guess maybe this was intended to be Christmas because that looks like holly berries there. But again, I like the crispness of the design, you know, the white on, well, that dark green. And then here is something beautiful. You might have to shield your eyes, it's so shiny. The shiny part is very shiny, but the actual motifs are flocked. So I think that is gorgeous. So I will, and that's all that there is. So it's easy to choose to use it up. Quick like, and just, you know, deal with it. I always say that I wish that there was nicer tissue paper out there. And maybe the problem is that I'm not willing to go to like a Hallmark store or someplace like that, or a papyrus store, and pay dearly for it. Now, I suspect that this somebody bought something at Simon's, cute little sticker, and then, of course, those green leaves. Now, that could easily be used as a background. It could be coffee dyed, and, you know, it's not an unmanageable amount. This, I'm not sure whose logo that is, or if it's a logo, but again, something like this would be great on to create maybe the base on a masterboard for my black and white journal. And speaking of black and white, here's some houndstooth. Again, if it's only one page or so, it's not much to worry about. This is, it's not, I don't know, it's not really tissue, well, I guess it is tissue paper, but it's a really dark green and black. And of course, here are some polka dots. So this stuff will go to my black and white journal area, which is has overflowed, and it's no longer just a bin. Maybe this can go there as well. So, you know, as a person can show these things, sort these things, and put them away, it makes for a little more sanity around here. And then this is just a really fine gingham check. Oh, see, it says Hallmark. So, yeah. I can only imagine what tissue paper costs at a card store like that. So I'm glad people donate what they aren't using. Now, the rest of this will be just basically wrapping paper. Some of it is vintage, some of it is not. This is kind of cute, I thought, because it looks like barn board. Didn't realize that this was. So this has a nice feel to it. It kind of feels, oh, you can feel the texture of it. You can feel the little ridges. So maybe what I'll do, oh, and it's nice when there's that cutting grid at the back, because then it's not as wonky as it might be otherwise. Again, am I folding these in the right place? I don't know. The thing is with gift wrap, it is forgiving enough and usually thin enough that you can smooth out any folds or creases, or else you scrunch it up and you really exacerbate the creases and pretend that was your intention. This is beautiful, and this obviously has been used. Sometimes you can get the tape off quite. Oh, and sometimes you can salvage the tape pieces. And then, of course, there's that discoloration that it does to the paper where it's been taped for many years. So maybe what I'll do is just rip this area off so it doesn't continue to stick to other pieces of paper. Now, a while back, Angela the Traveling Crafter did a video on a bunch of gift wrap that she found. And she was showing itty-bitty pieces, smaller than this. And she says, I can't get over this. Like, people actually save these small things? I'm thinking, I probably said it to the TV. Hell yeah. Of course. We use the smallest little things. So, anyway. So, Angela, I'm keeping all these pieces. Going to use them. Maybe just for the heck of it, I'll send you some so that you can see what it's like to use them. Tape. Okay, I won't take the time to fold this in front of you, but, you know, that's what I intend to do. And sometimes if you can't remove the tape without creating a problem, the other option is to just glue it down a little better. You know, might just leave those two because they add to the look of the whatever it is that you're, you know, if you're using them on a master board or whatever. Now this is nice. It's a big piece. Not even sure what this is. Okay, so it's got botanical images. It's in these earth tones. I don't think I can read. No, it's got these little scripty squares, but basically unreadable. So this is obviously a nice big piece. So I'll try to fold this in a way that is easier to store. If you saw what was just out of shot of the camera. Now, I got this one because I think this is a lovely combination of colors. It's sort of that turquoisey blue, silver, white, and black. So maybe it's not the most appealing thing as you see it, but certainly by the time a person has pulled up some of these colors in you know, with some other pieces, some other, some add-ons, it will be gorgeous. And you can take my word for that. Okay, this, whoa, oh, darn. I just had a little, oh, not too bad. This, of course, is the kind of pattern that I like, and of course, gotta love those colors. Pretty good sized piece here. So again, on something like this, maybe just to deal with it and know that it's ready to use, I would probably, well, square it off, fold it into signature pages, and I have to keep reminding myself every so often to do some tall, skinny folds as well, not just the, you know, the traditional 8.5 by 11. Now this is interesting. It is very heavy. It almost, I don't know if it's, was it in fact wrapping paper or is it like a heavy duty tablecloth? It almost, I don't know. Anyway, rad. I was kind of pleased to find out when I met up with Brenda Clark, and I've done a video on that and the goodies she gave me. I was kind of pleased to hear that she likes red. I mean, I certainly went through a red phase in my life, because now everywhere I look, I see red. Now this is that traditional, we've seen those little angels everywhere. You know, maybe this is worthy of fussy cutting. These little, I don't know, that little design that he is leaning on. I don't know, there's a lot of this, so and it's got a shine. So maybe this is one of those that ends up being a background page in an art journal, and then just some gesso over the glitter, more shiny parts, the more bright parts, I mean. Now, I've said it before that the man in my daughter's life is a wine connoisseur, has a wine room, has taken some of the sommelier courses. So, of course, now everywhere I look, I see wine stuff as well. So, this would be really easy to fussy cut, at least these bottles. Oh, and there are, I guess, two variations, two different designs here. I don't think I'd want to cut around the ivy, but you can imagine that if I was doing a wine journal, which I probably should, since I have millions of wine labels, that's a good one. Now, this has a shine to it. It's wedding paper because of the bells, but this is right up the alley, right up the color scheme for my blush journals. And you know, at least this is in part the reason why some of these things never get done, because I just keep finding more and more. This is, I guess it's wedding paper as well because of the 2 gold rings, but that could easily be covered with a focal point. Not that this is the right thing, but fussy cut around her and all of a sudden it's not wedding paper anymore. So these 2 will go with the pink blushy stuff. This is interesting. It's not tissue paper, but it is really thin, and it kind of has that grungy look to it. Although, you know, do roses and lace count as grunge? Not quite sure. I guess it depends how you handle them. This is a tone-on-tone jacquard type thing. You probably cannot even see it because there is some shine. It's sort of a very knocked back gold on a white background. But again, the kind of stuff I love. And this could easily, and maybe that's what I should do with some of this type of paper, is just use this to back stuff, because you could easily, let me confirm that before I mislead you. Say you could easily wait till it dries, or use a ballpoint. Yeah, a ballpoint, or wait till one of these kind of pens dries. But yeah, easily usable for a backing paper. This has, oh, I didn't realize there were other colors. Okay, you know that I picked it because of the stripes, but there are other different flower pots, and there's a fair bit of this, well, a full sheet anyway. Oh. Build a container garden oasis. So this maybe was a gift or something with a donation from the Canadian Wildlife Federation. So on the back, so even this side could be used if a person was short of script, or text. Container gardening. Choose your containers, prepare for filling, add soil, choose your plants, create interesting combinations, include perennials, add the plants, water regularly, give end-of-season care. So I'll put that with the purple stuff. This is a light yellow on a white background. So again, This would be same category as that other one I just tried writing on. This is beautiful. Now, this was probably intended as a Christmas paper, but it would still be lovely in a red/burgundy. Oh, see, Velma, too bad you don't like gold. These would be your colors, these background colors. Anyway, so there's that. This also has a shine to it. I was trying to see if there were messages printed on here. I don't think so. Nothing really stands out too clearly. Again, this, you know, maybe a person fussy cuts around the different letters and uses that as a bit of a shiny embellishment. There are H's. Oh, wishes. Oh, wedding wishes. Okay, now I see enough of it to make sense. It's almost like a word find. This is beautiful paper. Oh, it's got a date on it. Good question. Could that be 1992? No, 19. I don't know. I should have a little cheat sheet, right? Pasted to my little laptop riser. So that's, I think it's 1997. That should probably go with the blushy stuff too. This is kind of wild, but doesn't it remind you of a like a cruel design? So, you know, again, some of these are definitely easy enough to fussy cut and turn into. And you know what? I might have this paper on a roll because it looks a little familiar. So I probably didn't need another chunk. But obviously those colors are beautiful. Now this has a very tropical feel. Oh, this is, okay, 19. I say that's 1995. But again, it almost has a batik type look to it. And again, these flowers would be easy enough to cut around because they're pretty, well, they're large, simple edges. And there's no shrinking violet here on this page, that's for sure. Keep going, keep going. Got a few more to show you. This is beautiful. Oh, see, the back side is gorgeous too. So it looks like somebody bought something at a museum gift shop, perhaps. Oh, museum company, maybe not. So this, I'm gonna peel it off without wrecking it. So this could obviously be used just like we use any other label, except the colors are so rich and beautiful. Put that there. There's a piece of tape on here. Might not be able to get that off, but I love this side too. This could be a signature maybe in my copper colored journal. I'll put that off to the side. Okay, here is a scrap of floral paper. Again, beautiful irises. I'd say that's, I don't know what that is. Those almost look like delphiniums. So that goes on the purple pile. Carol, I think some of this is coming your way. Isn't this cool? It's got peace signs. It's got lava lamps. It's also stuck to itself. It's got psychedelic mushrooms. Those kind of daisies that were so popular back in the day. Smiley faces. Yeah. So I'll be sharing some of this, that's for sure. That goes in a different pile. This is lovely. I am positive. No, is there going to be a brand name on here? If I'm not mistaken, it's that. Yeah, Marjolaine Baston. You know, if you've seen any of her, I think she does greeting cards and some durable goods as well. So just beautiful. And of course, these things lend themselves to fussy cutting. You know, a paint, a tube of paint, a bird feeder, eggs, just a feather, hyacinth. Oh, look, a little wheelbarrow with a rooster in it. Bluebirds, butterflies, you name it. It's got it all. And in such a pleasing color as well. Almost done. Okay, this is kind of a more matte paper, which is great. I could tear around the word happy. Just beautiful, soft, floral. You know, so they're wide open enough areas where a person could get a pretty decent sized piece of paper without having to worry about, you know, the sentiments. Hinge that, it could be like almost big enough to be a signature page. So I'll put that aside. Now, I don't know this, maybe somebody did a really good job of cutting this paper. Or maybe this was a 12 by 12 that got mixed in there by accident. But it's got, yeah, an ancient map of North America, a cherub, you know, some scrolly stuff, a postal mark. I'm thinking this is probably a 12 by 12, but that's fine. This is a piece of mulberry paper, or well, handmade paper. Now the petals and the things, that greens that are embedded in there, pretty big. But I know that when I was taking art classes, you know, you go into these specialty art stores and they sell a sheet of paper by the piece, and you buy something like this and it's got the beautiful deckled edge. And so that's like 25 years or so ago, and it probably cost close to $5 a sheet at the time. So I can only imagine what something like this would be now to buy it. So finding it at a thrift store is great. And if, to be honest, if you don't, well, maybe let's practice on a piece that's not in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so on this, if you felt like, oh, those leaves are so like in your face, it doesn't take much effort to get rid of it. Because of course it's just underneath the circle. Maybe I should just work on this petal. Or maybe I can get in here. So, you know, you can easily pull that out or break it up and get it out of there if you so desire. However, you know, this is a look. not sure it's as popular as it used to be, but it's definitely worth working into. Actually, it's heavy enough that it could be a journal cover, and then a lot of this would be covered up with why am I picking at this? Because I don't have a sliver to work on? Is that it? Crazy. Oh, I got a bunch of bags. These pharmaceutical or drugstore bags are kind of good because there's, oh geez, there's somebody's name on there. Let me see if I can get that off quick like. Yeah, people aren't kind of sometimes very careful when they donate stuff. You don't want your name and address on things like this. So I'll add these to my small bag collection. And then I will conclude with these. Now, Lint, of course, is a chocolatier. Is this not a beautiful bag? And even this grosgrain ribbon. Now, what I would do here, and I have done this in the past, is deconstruct. Can I do that right while you watch? I should check the time before I go off on a tangent. Oh, we're at 31 minutes. Okay, and I'll just show you. A wine bottle, which I thought is pretty darn classy. I can see this becoming the cover on a Tall Skinny, which would be so clever with the wine bottle. It's probably a wee bit, it might even be too tall. Let me just quickly grab my ruler. Okay, if we want to, oh yeah, it would work because, yeah, so you bypass the strings. You have a little bit under the bottle, and no, it's, yeah, that can work. Okay, and then this, of course, I got just because it's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, and let's see what I would do here. I'll just try to open this up with minimal damage. This is nice, heavy paper. And of course, you know, we'll be into summer before I think to myself, oh, I should do a spring journal. But again, it's with florals, it's probably best not to even attach a season to it because florals, aka botanicals, no problemo. Any time of the year, it's good. Now, I would also find the seam. Sorry for the rustling and the... It's got the little... you know, the extra piece of cardboard at the bottom to give the bag a little bit of shape and stability. Okay. I just can't, why do I not see oh, it's probably going to be at one of these corners. Right here. Pull this out. after the video, I will undo these knots to keep the ribbon intact. And then, no, I've lost it again. Oh, here it is. This is where it has been glued together. So again, it's pretty impossible to do this without, you know, a little bit of sacrifice of the paper. It was probably, I wonder if they use like a double-sided tape. It almost seems that way. So of course this narrower gusset part can also be used. Maybe it's just simpler to just tear it and forget about the and this is exactly how I would do this if you weren't watching. It would be like rip and tear. But look at, now we have, well, even if that got, there's a score line there. So say 5 1/4 to the score line. Now that's where the holes are. So we've got, you know, over 11, or if I went all the way up to this score line, I'd end up with a little over 12, and those holes could be covered, of course. So 2 of those plus this part. Now, if you've ever tried to tear this paper, you know that it doesn't tear because it's almost got like a plastic coating on it. But I think this is gorgeous. Or if a person wanted just a normal sized, a more, you know, not normal, but this could be, this is, well, let's say up to this line, or up to the top of the word, is 9 inches. This could be widened a little bit by using part of this, like if a person, you know, wanted the typical kind of 6-inch. But anyway, I will, after the video, I will cut this down. I'll remove the bow, not the bows, the ribbons. I will cut this down into pieces that are more easy to store. I will, oh, this is tearing. I wonder why. You can see that I'm pushing my luck. It's going to go sideways soon. Nope. This is another one of those more luck than brains things. Now, would I save... Okay, this is the base, so I'd probably save this. Although sometimes, you know, when you've got... I guess that's relatively smooth. I might save some of this just for, say, to do a masterboard or something, because it would just, the color would just be peeking out. You know, it's just a way to unify the cover with some of the contents. Anyway, my lovelies, that is all I have to offer you in this video. So I hope that you have found this, well, that you got a vicarious thrill from watching my finds, and also maybe have some new ideas about how you can use these wine, well, this is no wine bottle, but these types of bags, what you might do with, you know, interesting gift wrap and that sort of thing. Oh, I should probably show you one more thing since it's right here. This is, I suspect, was probably sold at one point as, I was going to say as ribbon, but yeah, I would say as ribbon. Like it's got a wire top and bottom. want to use my scissors on that, but well, I guess these are my work scissors. Let's just cut a little hunk off. Yeah, you could see where I cut through the wire. And let's see what we can see inside here. If a person could open this up without too much damage, oh, maybe not. Yeah, this is tearing on this side. Then, of course, you double the amount that you have. So it's obviously been glued at the top and bottom. Maybe what a person would do is gingerly open it up, aim to keep one, whoops, not that. Aim to keep one side kind of intact, and then the other bits that get damaged become part of a masterboard. Again, you'd think I was short of scraps of any kind, that I'm trying that hard to double my... That would be kind of cool, though, I think. And even if it's thin and kind of threadbare there, you would never know, right? You would never know. And it's just a sweet look, and it must be a repeating pattern because, yeah, so from here, well, you can't see that, but from here to here is one. Oh no, not that far. From here to here is a design. So what is that? That's like about 15 inches, 14 inches. Another thing a person could do with this, wouldn't these make, give me an end, give me an end. The cutest ever journal covers. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull out the wire, cut them into little bite-sized chunks, and then you've got a little beautiful outside and a little beautiful inside. Oh, and it looks like, okay, well, here, let's cut through wire again because we haven't ruined the scissors yet. This thing is practically alive. Oh, you know what? It's going to be impossible to get that wire, but I guess that is a way to strengthen it. Okay, now I would have to cut this again to get rid of, oh, but I don't want to wreck my good blade. So I would cut it off, say at the 3 3/4 inch mark. It's just too bad about that wire. Oh, yeah, it's definitely in there. It must remain. So at the 3 3/4, look at the sweet little thing. Oh, and you know I love making these minis. Anyway, okay, guys, that is it for me today. We will see you in the next one. I hope that you're finding value here. I hope you choose to subscribe. I am planning a giveaway at the 1,000 subscriber mark, because that is a milestone in the eyes of YouTube, if no one else. And it would be great to have you, number one, already being a subscriber, because that's always a condition, and knowing when that video, that launch video would, or that announcement video would be announced. Nothing like announcing an announcement, right? Anyway, thanks, guys. It was good to have you here again with me today. And the thrifting videos will continue until I am caught up. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.